Hello children, you have got lot of experience as a student, as children in receiving gifts and giving gifts. You usually receive gifts on the occasion like birthday, wedding, like that. Also, you like to give gifts to your friends on their birthday. There is some gift that cannot be bought and sold. We cannot buy such gifts or we cannot sell such type of gifts. So can you guess what type of gifts they are? That is called priceless gift. So what is priceless? Priceless doesn't mean that it has no price, it has no value. Yes, it is so valuable that money cannot buy. So what sort of things it is? It is human emotion, love and affection. So our love and affection towards other is more precious. It is so valuable that we call it priceless. So such type of gift is the token of our love, affection. We give it to the person whom we love most. So this is a topic of your class textbook. This is the first topic. Today we will discuss the topic. We will see how interesting the topic is. Before discussing about the gift, before discussing the story or why the title of the story is so called as the priceless gift. So that means the result of the action, who are the characters, where the story took place, like that. So if we understand the 4 stages, then we can understand the topic in a better way. So children, now the topic priceless gift is a very good topic for you. It is just like a lesson for us, for all of you, that how one's love and affection is more precious, more valuable than everything in the world. So now before going to teach you the lesson, the priceless gift, today I am dividing the lesson into 2 parts. That means the first part is first sense group. Then we will discuss who are the characters in the first sense groups, where the what is the plot of the story, what is the event took place there, and what is the consequences. Then we will come to the comprehension stage, what you have understood. Then after that we will go to the second stage, that is second sense group. Okay. So I am now giving you a total idea of the story, that means a summary. So you first listen to me and listen and read the summary, what I am going to show you. Just go through the summary so that you can guess the story in a better way. Also you can understand the story. So I am now showing you the summary. Let's read the summary and understand. Okay children. You see, in this story, the priceless gift, the writer appears as Mr. Gupta. Now writer appears, stands as Mr. Gupta. Now you take Mr. Gupta as the writer of the story. During the writer's stay in London, he got an opportunity to meet a poor young girl named Maggie in a vegetarian restaurant. The girl was living with her widowed mother, Mrs. Bethy. Her brother Frankie was a soldier. He was posted at Punjab in India. Maggie as well as Mrs. Bethy were very worried about Frankie, as they had not received any news from him since a long time. She showed a ring to Mr. Gupta sent by Frankie from India and told him to say about Frankie by gazing at the ring. After a few days, the family received the death news of Frankie. Now the writer had to return India. He had to face to say goodbye to Maggie and Mrs. Bethy as he felt himself guilty for telling lie to Bethy. In the morning of his departure, Maggie met Mr. Gupta, gave him a shilling to buy flowers for her brother and laid them on his grave. The shilling was a priceless gift which carried a lot of love, affection and sacrifice of a girl for her brother. So, now children, you see, as I told you, this topic has been divided into two sense group, paragraph. In each part, we have to understand the following basic points. Where the scene took place, pre and post event, characters, event, work done, problem and consequences. So, this is, let's start the lesson. Now, you see, in this part, you will find a place where the story took place. That means where the event took place. That means the setting of the story. The setting of the story is a vegetarian restaurant where Mr. Gupta came and saw the things. Then, who are the characters? They are Mr. Gupta himself and a young girl, Maggie, and other people were there also. They are eating and drinking. And the girl, what is the problem? The event, the girl frequently looked at the writer, that is Mr. Gupta, and Mr. Gupta could not understand why the girl was frequently looking at him, because he was a stranger to the girl. So, when the girl repeatedly looked at the writer, so the writer became very much interested to know about the girl. Why the girl was interested to know about the writer, Mr. Gupta. So, what happened? Problem and consequences. So, the interest of the girl to know about Mr. Gupta created eagerness for the writer to know about the girl, and writer thought the girl might have some problem, so that she was interested to ask or meet Mr. Gupta. So, how the story started, like I am describing, you just listen, then we will come to the strange words. We will deal with the strange words, you will know the meaning of the strange words, then we will come to the comprehension part. So, the writer, what happened? One day, the writer visited a vegetarian restaurant. What is vegetarian restaurant? Where non-veg food is not served. So, vegetarian, completely vegetarian means no non-veg food is served there. So, what he saw? The restaurant was very packed, rose. People were eating and drinking. So, writer Mr. Gupta did not find a seat to sit comfortable. So, he found a seat in the corner. So, he sat there. So, before the waiter came to take order, the writer skimmed a newspaper headlines. So, at that very moment, he marked a very young girl was looking at him frequently. So, the girl had large eyes, and the eyes indicated that as if the girl had certain problems. She was very sad, but she was unable to express her problem. So, after taking lunch, the girl came to the gate where the cashier was sitting. So, she asked the cashier, the girl asked the cashier whether that gentleman who was in the corner table was an Indian or not. The cashier nodded, yes, I think so. He told, yes, I think so. Again, the girl looked at the writer and left the restaurant. So, the writer's curiosity increased. Why the strange girl looked at him and why the girl was inquiring about him. So, after lunch, the writer also came to the counter. Then he asked the waiter, the girl asked the cashier at the entrance gate of the hotel, and the writer asked the waiter, "Mr. Waiter, do you know the girl?" The waiter said, "No, sir, I don't know." Then only the waiter supplied certain information that the girl was coming only on Saturdays, which was a pay day of that area. Pay days means usually payment is made to the people, working class people, on weekly basis. So Saturday was the pay day of that area, and during that period the girl was coming to the restaurant every Saturday, which was a pay day. That much of information was collected from the waiter. Now the writer, Mr. Gupta, wanted to meet the girl. Why the girl was much interested to know about the writer, to know about the Indians. Perhaps she might have some problem. That's why the writer wanted to meet the girl on the same restaurant on Saturday. So next Saturday came. The writer came again, and he saw the girl sitting on the same table. What happened? The writer was a stranger person to the girl. So he sat opposite to the girl. He came to the dining table, sat opposite to the girl. So with certain clues, he started conversation. With little bit introduction, the writer, Mr. Gupta, started conversation. So in the course of conversation, what happened? The writer came to know about the girl, her problem. The girl told him that his mother was a widow. She had a brother. His name was Frankie. He was in India. He was a soldier. And she was living with her mother, widowed mother. And her brother had not written him since long. That was the main reason why they were worried. That was the main reason why she was looking at the writer frequently. She was interested to ask something about Frankie, as the writer was an Indian. But the girl had no confidence. The girl had no courage to ask directly the writer. So the writer was very happy. So in course of the conversation, they came out of the hotel, and now the girl, Maggie, invited writer to visit her mother. The writer was agreed. Both came. On the way, they came to Maggie's house. Now Maggie introduced Mr. Gupta as well as Mrs. Bethy, her mother, to Mr. Gupta. So vice versa. Now, as a courtesy, Mr. Gupta showed his hand to shake hand with Mrs. Bethy, the mother of the girl. But she was unable to shake hand with the writer. Why? Because she was kneading flour. She was preparing something, that is, she was making cakes. Her hand was full of flour. She told her, "Sorry, now you just take your seat, sir. After my work, I'll go and have a talk." At the same time, the mother asked the writer about something India, about Punjab, where her son had been posted. And the writer also told her that Punjab was a very good place, and the Indians are also very good people. Now he collected everything about the son, where he was posted. In the meantime, now the work in the kitchen was going to be over. Maggie's mother told Maggie to take Mr. Gupta to upstairs, and she was taking tea for him. So after completing the work in the kitchen, now Mrs. Bethy took teacups for Mr. Gupta. Now both had their tea. In the course of discussion, the mother told Maggie to show Mr. Gupta a ring which was sent by Frankie. So, as you know, the Indians have miraculous attitude. They have different type of things, beliefs, faiths, like that. So, as per Maggie, the ring had certain miraculous things. What you know, Maggie had told that if a person would gaze at the ring at the same time and think of a person of a distant place with full concentration, he could know about the person. But what happened? Though Maggie had sent the ring with such type of information, the mother as well as the daughter, that means Mrs. Bethy and Maggie, had tried several times gazing at the rings, but they were quite unable to know about Frankie. So when Mr. Gupta came there, as he was an Indian, the mother was very much interested to show the ring to Mr. Gupta so that he would be able to say something about Frankie. But when Mr. Gupta saw the ring and he was unable to disclose the truth. Why? Because that was just an ordinary ring. So they were so innocent that they believed it as a fact that the ring would say the truth. But for Mr. Gupta, it was just an ordinary ring, but he did not dare. He had no courage to disclose the truth that the ring had nothing to say about Frankie. Now, what happened? Then, after a few days passed. Mr. Gupta went away. After a few days, again Mr. Gupta revisited the family. That means by Mrs. Bethy. What happened, you know? At that moment, the mother was very serious. That means Maggie's mother was very serious. Why she was very serious? You could guess. From the beginning you know that Frankie had not sent him any letter. So the mother was worried, thinking that lest something should have happened to Frankie. That's why the thought of Frankie made her very serious. Now her condition aggravated like that anything. So when Mr. Gupta came to meet meet Mrs. Bethy, what happened, you know? Maggie requested Mr. Gupta. Though Maggie knew that Mr. Gupta was very honest and Indian also loved to speak truth, Maggie also told that thing and requested Mr. Gupta to tell a little bit lies so that her mother could be recovered from illness. And what lies? Mr. Gupta would look at the ring and say that Maggie was all right. That's all. Here the writer was in confusion whether he would say the false thing, lies or truth. He was in dilemma. But he concluded that no, to save a person from danger, to save the life of a mother, if he would speak out some lies, that is not a sin for him. So he looked at the ring and told the mother that Frankie was all right and well and good. At this moment, very moment, what happened, you know? Mother raised from the bed. She got up. Now she started recovering. within a very few moments, few minutes, she was ready, she was active, as if like magic, she was completely recovered. Mr. Gupta is very happy. Then, so this is the part 1. Now, we will see some difficult words or strange words you might have find in the topic. We will discuss the words, then again we will summarize the things, then come to the comprehension stage. That I will ask you how far you have understood the topic. Now children, first I told you the summary of the entire story. Now I told you the text of the first part, that is first sense group. Now let's examine some strange words and know the meaning of the strange words, so that you will be able to understand the lesson in a better way. Now this is some new words for you. You just see. Vegetarian restaurant, you know, the restaurant where vegetarian food is served. That's all. Then pushed into, taken into by force, crowded, having a lot of people, skimmed through, read thoroughly. I told you that when the writer sat on a corner table, so he skimmed the newspaper. That means he read thoroughly the newspaper. Then noticed, saw carefully, aroused, awakened, curiosity, desire of knowing more and more, something or somebody. That means when the girl looked at writer, the writer's curiosity increased to know about the strange girl. Who was she and why she was looking at the writer frequently? Because writer was a new person. It is a story occurred in London. So writer was Indian. He had been to London. At that moment, he visited the vegetarian restaurant. There he met the girl. So this is the thing. This is a period of British rule in India. So the writer was coming freely to London on official work. He was also a soldier. Then at that moment, the very things happened. Now you see, payday. I told you the girl was only coming on the paydays to the restaurant, that is Saturday. Payday means the day of payment. Persisted, continued to exist, inquired about, wanted to know in detail. Mysterious, strange, peculiar. Anxious figure, that means very worried. Conversation, that means a piece of talk. Okay. Now, widow, you know, woman having no husband. Courage, boldness, fearlessness. Accompany, to go with or to travel with. Chatted, talked pleasantly on various events like that. Opportunity, chance, usually, normally, generally or as usual. Approached, come towards. Festivity, occasion of celebration. That means fairs and festivals that we celebrate. That is called festivity. Descended, came down or got down. Introduced, give identity to each other. Then held out my hand. That means stretch out my hand. Resumed, started, began again. Concentrate, give all attention to, even-minded, devote on something else. Then miraculous, amazing, unbelievable, strange, shatter, break into pieces. So this is all about the new words that you can find in the text. Then come to the comprehension stage. Now children, let's discuss the comprehension question answers. Now first I told you the summary, then we discuss the text, then we discuss the meaning of the strange or new words, then we know who are the characters and how the event took place and what was the consequences. So now come to the comprehension stage. We will discuss the comprehension question now. What the writer experienced? The restaurant was very crowded. People were eating and drinking. some of the chairs and tables had been pushed into a corner. This is all about the first question. Then second question we'll see, what did the writer notice there? The writer noticed a very young girl looking at him. Her large eyes indicated that she was sad. What was the writer's first impression of the girl? The writer felt that perhaps the girl was facing some problem and needed some help from him. So this is all about the first part of the story, and we discuss the comprehension question answer, also the word meaning. Okay, children.